So let's start the session. So in the last class, we are discussing about the statistics. So in today's class, we'll continue with the statistics. Okay, done. Yeah. So in the last class, we have seen the statistics. First, in the statistics, main part is what are the types of data we are having. And from that, we have seen what is meant by population and followed by what is meant by sample. And from there, we have seen in terms of what are the different types of statistics, that is inferential statistics and descriptive statistics, and the importance of statistics. Statistics is used to measure and analyze the data, right? Now, so here I'm going to have the statistical measures like mean. First one is mean. How to calculate the mean means sum of the data points divided by total number of data points will give you the mean. And what is meant by median means it is going to give you the center value. And what is meant by mode? So mode is nothing but which is most repeated value in the each column. Which number was repeated more number of times, that is called as mode. Now in today's class, we are going to discuss the next topic called as measures of dispersion. Now what is meant by measures of dispersion? Measures of dispersion, or it is also called as measures of spread, means how the data was distributed, how this entire data was distributed, right? How the range means here we are having the different parameters. Till now we have discussed a single point. Now we are discussing overall distribution of the data, complete distribution of the data, how the entire data has been spread across. This is called as measures of dispersion. And in the measures of dispersion, what are the different types of measures of dispersion we are having is, the first measure of dispersion we are having called as deviation. Okay, the first measure of spread we call it as minimum value. What is meant by minimum value means it gives the minimum value in the given data. Okay, what are the data points are given to us within the given data, it gives the minimum value. See here, 2 points are there. One we call it as data points. Sometimes I will use the word called as data points. Sometimes I use the word called as records. What are the data was given in the given records? Sir, what is the difference between the data points and records means? If the data, what are the data you are having? If the data was stored in the row wise like this, if the data was stored in the row wise in a table, then we call it as records. Each row is called as record. What is then data points? For example, 1, 8, 16, 2, 4, 6, something you are having, comma, like this. These are called as data points. The same 1, 8, 16, 2, 4, 6. If it is in the row wise like this, then I call it as records because it is given in the table. In the given table, the values are there. So here table will not be given. Sir, means what is the data points meaning is in the certification, they will give for the given data what is the minimum value. For the given data, what is the maximum value. For the given data, what is the mean value. But if they give the same thing in a tabular format, instead of for a given data points, they use the for the given records, right? Lista. List of values means this is the bracket. From the given data points, just they will give the normal data points. That's it. Okay. Now, here minimum. What is meant by minimum is in the given data set, what is the minimum value? Maximum is in the given data set, what is the maximum value? Range. Range means maximum minus minimum. It gives the how the data was distributed. How the data was distributed. Minimum to maximum. Minimum this value to maximum this value. Right? Now, one of the student is saying that again, some kind of issue. Guys, online students particularly who are facing the issue with the screen, okay, only one point is here yesterday I have asked the backend team what is the issue, why these people are having this kind of problem is. They told that WebEx, what are the WebEx is there now? WebEx now requires some kind of high internet speed, it seems. Okay, somewhat internet speed should be high as of now, some kind of technical glitch or something. Okay, the WebEx is required high internet speed. One, if you are having a Wi-Fi with a good internet speed means okay. If you are not having the Wi-Fi with good internet speed means you have to use your mobile data. Where your mobile data has 4G or 5G, when compared to your Wi-Fi more Mbps, you can check the internet speed, right? Your Wi-Fi internet speed, at the same time your mobile data internet speed also, and which mobile, whether mobile data internet speed or Wi-Fi internet speed, whichever is higher, choose that one for your WebEx and relogin. Okay, this is the one. And second, if you are unable to open in the laptop, you can laptop or desktop, you can open through two ways. One is called as directly by using the browser. Okay, by using your browser, or second option is by using your app. This is second option. Okay, instead of browser, try with the app, any one of them. Okay, now third one, if this is also not working and internet speed is good, but browser and app, all these are not working properly means, just try to open in the phone, in your mobile phone. Install the WebEx app in the mobile and open in the mobile phone. Okay, now yesterday as one of the student has suggested that in the laptop there is some kind of cache. Okay, try to delete some kind of this unwanted one. Okay, due to that also sometimes you might find any kind of issues, as one of the student has suggested that due to maybe this. Okay, I have given the all the options. What are the options are available? I have given all the options. First reason number one is this one, because they require the high internet speed. Sometimes in the class, okay, my Wi-Fi, when compared to Naresh IT Wi-Fi, my mobile data Wi-Fi was comparatively fast. At that time, when I connected to hotspot, some of the students are able to see my screen. Right? Yesterday, when I tried to connect with the hotspot also, many of you are unable to see the screen. And then maybe in your laptop, there might be some kind of cache. Try to remove that. Is the points are clear? These are the options. Once you have tried all these options also, still if it is not working, okay, if all these things are so completed but still it is not working, please connect to the admin once or connect to the mentor once. Either connect to the admin or to the mentor. Okay, and share your screen. What is the issue you are getting? Share your screen or just connect to the admin once after trying all the options. Without trying, if you connect also, they'll say the same options. Right? Now, coming to the next one called as measures of spread, where we are having the maximum minus minimum, that gives the range of values. Next one we are going to have is called as deviation. Now, what is meant by deviation? Deviation means how much the data was deviated from its mean value. How much the data deviated from its mean value. Right? How much the mean is the values are deviated from its mean value. Rajat, unrelated questions we'll discuss at the end. Okay, that is the reason I'm not replying for you. At the end we'll discuss that. Right? We are in the topic of statistics now. Ask any questions related to statistics. Rajat Kumar. At the end we'll discuss. Done? Now, deviation. What is meant by deviation means how much the data was deviated from its mean value is called as deviation. For example, here I'm having the data like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So you are having the data points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Now, next one is first you have to calculate the mu value. What are the mu value you are having? Okay, what are the mu value you are having? Yeah. So first you have to calculate the mu value. What are the mu? That is mu is nothing but mean value. First you have to calculate the mean value. The mean value is 3. After calculating the mean value, now you are going to calculate the deviation. What is meant by deviation? Deviation means x minus mu is called as deviation. Okay, every value minus its mean value. Right? Yeah, just give me a minute. Just 1 minute. Yeah, online students, could you please confirm is my voice is loud and clear now? It is clear? Yes. 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 Okay, it is clear, right? Done. So we are having in terms of how much the data was deviated from its mean value. Now here I'm assuming the data as population data, and for population data I'm calculating the mean value, that is mu is equal to 3. Now every value how much it is deviated, every value how much it is deviated from the mean value, that is 1 minus 3 minus 2. 1 minus 3 is minus 2. How you got minus 2 means 1 minus 3. That is x minus, x means this value minus its mean value. 1 minus 3 gives you the minus 2. Next, similarly, next record. 2 minus 3. Okay. 2 minus 3. It is minus 1. 3 minus 3. 0. 4 minus 3. 1. 5 minus 3. 2. Okay. So you are going to have the deviation like this. So x minus mu, that is minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. So these are called as deviations, deviation values. What are the deviation values you are having, right? Now, this is called as deviation. Now, next, every record will have the deviation. Similarly, just let us take like this. When you are discussing overall data, we cannot focus on the single record. For example, in this class, if I conduct a test, every student will have the marks. Now, if anyone asks me how the student's performance is there, should I tell that this particular student is good, this particular student has got 45, this student has got 85, this student has got 95? Should I say like this? Or overall batch wise I have to tell? How this batch is performing means overall batch only I have to tell. Overall batch means average. Always remember, when we are discussing overall about the data, always we have to go with the average, unless they ask a particular single record details. When they ask overall batch, we have to go with the overall batch. When they ask a particular student how this student is performing, then I'm going to say that, sir, this student is a above average student. In the class, average marks is 75 and he has got 80 marks and he is above average marks. So when they're asking a question related to a single student, we are going to answer for a single student. When they ask about a batch wise, we are going to take the average. Now here, if I go with the average of the deviation, so here deviations are there. Now my requirement is not with the single record, overall data. So what is the mean deviation? How to calculate the mean deviation? Next one is mean. What is meant by mean? Mean is nothing but sigma by n. That is x minus mu divided by n. Okay, sigma of x minus mu divided by n, which is nothing but 0 by 5, which is 0. Sir, for this data, the deviation is 0. For any other data set, for any data set, the mean deviation will be always 0. Okay. Now, point number 1. First, why we have to calculate the deviation? What is the importance of deviation? Let's take like this. I think most of you are familiar with the IPL auction. Okay, in the IPL auction, we are having with respect, we are the different franchise like CSK or Chennai, Punjab or Delhi, what we are having. Each franchise, they are going to purchase some players. Now, let us take the player 1 and player 2. Two players are there. Okay, these both the players are batsmen only. I'm not going to consider their other parameters. Only one parameter I'm going to consider, and based on that, you have to tell me which player you are going to select. Okay, now player 1, first match 100, second match duck out, third match 30, fourth match 40, 45, next match is 25. Okay, so you are having like this. The total, if you check the total of this one, the total is 200 and average of this one is 40 is the average. Okay, now player 2, 45, 35, next 40, next one is 30, 32, and next one is 48. Now, if you calculate the total for this, it is also 200. If you calculate the average, this is also 40. Now, out of player 1 and player 2, which player you are going to select? Player 1 or player 2? These are the scores. Forget about the remaining parameters. Sir, I will see how he's bowling or fielding and that one, this one. Forget anything. Only based on the given data, tell me which player you are going to select. Player 1 or player 2? Only based on the given data. How many of you are going to select the player 1? Just you can raise your hand, please. Anyone? No. How many are going with the player 2? Rise. Okay. If you are going with the player 2, what is the reason? Huh? What? He's scoring in every match overall. Sorry? Consistency. Now, what is the meaning of consistency? You told the word consistency. Nice. That is the answer. Exact answer. Now, what is the meaning of consistency? Playing constantly with the same value. Okay. Playing with the same value. Almost in the every match, having the same kind of, similar kind of score. Not with over or not with less. Almost same kind. Then it is called as consistent. Now, that is only nothing but deviation. If the deviation is less, means all the values are very close to each other. If the deviation is large, means some value will be far away, some value will be here. Is the point is clear? Even if you take here 2 matches only, one is 100, one is 0, only 2 matches you take. Average value you are going to get as 50. Now, if you check the deviation, one match from the average, how much he is deviated means plus 50. In the second match, how much he has deviated means minus 50. If you take another player 45 and 55, his average is also 50 only. He also scored 100 only in 2 matches. He also scored in 2 matches only 100. But this player, when the deviation, what are the deviation from the mean values then? Just only 5 runs. Now, if this player comes into the ground, and next match, if he comes into the ground, what is your idea would be, at least whether he'll play in the today, either he'll beat or he'll go. Okay, when he will play, we only don't know. Example is, let us take an example of Chris Gayle. Okay, he is called as inconsistent player, very good player. Basically, he is a good player, but he is a inconsistent player. Due to his inconsistency, one match he will play in an entire IPL season, 1 or 2 matches he will play, but that will be next level. Everyone will remember that match easily because he will opening only in first 6 overs only he'll complete 100 runs. Okay, he will take the scoreboard to next level. But how many times? Out of 14 matches, 1 match or 2 matches. Remaining 12 matches, he will not have much runs. So whenever Chris Gayle comes into the ground, everyone will think that, okay, today Chris Gayle mood is very good or bad. But when it comes to this, one more player like Virat Kohli or AB de Villiers, these players are called as consistent players. Once they come into the ground means, okay, minimum we can expect this much of score. They are called as consistent players. So consistent players means nothing but the values are close to its mean value, means their deviation is less. That is the meaning of consistency. Their deviation, how much they are deviating. Okay, in one of the exam you have got 75 marks, in another exam you have got 78 marks, in another exam you got 76 marks, means you are getting consistently in the same range. One exam 100, one exam 50, and one exam again 80, means inconsistent. You are not preparing well. That is the meaning. You are getting consistently same kind of score, means every day you are practicing in the same way. Right? Now, this is the deviation. I'm going to calculate the deviation. So when I calculate the deviation, here I'm going to get the deviation. 45 minus 45. 35 minus 5. 40 minus 5. 40 minus 40. 0. 32 minus 40. Minus 8. 48 minus 40. Plus 8. Right? Now, what is the mean deviation? What is the average deviation he is having, miss? 0. That is sigma of x minus mu divided by n. Or I told you, mean means just this one. This is called as sigma by n is called as mean. Now, whatever the column you are having, write that column here. If it is deviation means deviation, single means single, whatever it is. Where? This is 35. Total is 200 now. This is 35. Okay. So here we are having the value like this. So where the mean deviation is going to be 0. Now come to the player number 2. Player 2. Now 100 minus 40. What is 100 minus 40? 60. 0 minus 40. Minus 40. Deviation. How to calculate deviation means every value minus its mean value. Every value minus its mean value. Just you are applying the for loop. For x minus its mean value. Okay. Now 30 minus 40. What is 30 minus 40? Minus 10. 45 minus 40 plus 5. 25 minus 40 minus 15. Now calculate overall. What is the average deviation? Average deviation means 0. Means here if you consider the mean deviation, here this person says that mean deviation is 0. Means his average deviation is 0. This person also average deviation is 0. If you take one more player who has made every runs 40 only, every match 40 only. Now what is the deviation of this every match means 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. If you calculate average, that is also 0. Means for that data set average deviation is 0. For this data set average deviation is 0. For this data set average deviation is 0. So for every data set, you are going to get the average deviation as 0. Because center value, from center value, if you calculate how much left side is there, right side also will be the same. If you cumulate all the positive values, 60 plus 5, 65 is the total positive. How much total negative is there? Also 65. Similarly, how much positive will be there means 13. How much negative is there means minus 13. How much positive number will be there? That much negative number will be there. Both will be nullified. That is the reason it is called as average. The distance from the center towards left side, the distance, towards right side, the distance, same distance will be there. Okay, always. So now what we have to do? Whether we should consider the mean deviation means no. It is a wrong measure. Why it is a wrong measure? Because always the value is 0. Now, then they came with a solution. What we can do? Every time it is 0 now. So mean deviation is not a right one. Then what we can do? Then they came with a solution called as, okay, let us do the square of this. What are the values are there? Let us do the square so that every value will be converted to positive. Then automatically you will get some mean value. So they have done every value to square 25, 25, 0, 64, 64. And now they have calculated the mean square deviation. What is meant by mean square deviation? First, you are going to take the deviation. For that, you are applying the square. For that, you are applying the mean. Now, how to calculate the mean of this column? Just you have to do the total of this column divided by this one. What is that value you are going to get? Which is 178 divided by 5. 178 divided by 5, which is nothing but 18.6 or 18.8. What are the number? Okay, something 18 change. Okay, so 18 point whatever the number you are having, that is the mean value, that is mean square deviation. Now clearly I am explaining one more time. First formula for deviation. What is the formula for deviation? Means x minus mu. Every value from its mean value. How much the data was deviated from its mean value is called as deviation. Second one is called as mean deviation. What is meant by mean deviation? Average of all the deviations. How many deviations you are having? For all of them, you have to apply the mean. Next one is called as square deviation. What is square deviation? For every value, what are the deviation you are going to get? For that, you have to do the whole square. Next one is mean square deviation. What is mean square deviation? Means for every square deviation, you have to apply the mean. That is x minus mu whole square sigma by n. Is the points are clear for everyone? Clear, guys? Now, what is the problem with the deviation? Tell me, what is the problem with the deviation? Every record will have one value. You have to write that one only. Write the heading called as problem, and in the problem you have to write every record has one value. Okay, every record has one deviation value. So it will not give the overall distribution. It gives for every record. Next, come to the mean deviation. For mean deviation, what is the problem? Always the mean deviation value will be 0. Every time it is going to be 0. Always the value will be 0. This is the problem. Now come to the third one, mean square deviation. What is the problem with the square deviation? Again, every record will have one value. Wherever every record has one value, that is not important for us. We require overall data, not for individual. Not with individual. Never will focus on the individual. Always will focus on the overall. Whether it is in the data set, whether it is in the class also. Okay, wherever it comes, when I'm having the group of records with me, I'll check with the overall, not with individual. Okay, now next, this one, that is mean square deviation. What is the problem with the mean square deviation? Means this is also having one problem. What is that problem? Is the units will be squared. The units will be squared. Sir, what is meant by units will be squared? Earlier, I have taken one example, that is runs. Cricketer, one of the player is Zena. Could you tell me what are the runs, that one? Earlier, what are the example I have told you? Anyone has written that one? 45. Done. So this is the values. Now for these values, you are going to do the deviation. First step is deviation. Now these are 45 what? 45 runs, 35 runs, 40 runs, 32 runs, 48 runs. Now deviation, whatever you are going to get, average value. What is the average value? Means 40 runs, and if you calculate 5 runs. Next, 35 minus 40, minus 5 runs. Next, 0 runs. minus 8 runs plus 8 runs. Now you are going to do the x minus mu whole square. What is whole square? This one is called as square deviation. That is 25 runs square. 25 runs square. 0 run square. 64 run square. 64 run square. Now if you calculate the mean over this column, for this column you are applying the mean. Now what you are going to get is 178 run square divided by 5, which is 18.9 runs square. You are saying, I don't want run square. I want deviation in terms of runs, not in runs square. Then what we have to do? We have to apply the square root. We are going to apply the square root. That is the next one. That is the next one. What is the next step is root mean square deviation. Root mean square deviation. First you calculated mean square deviation. Now can you tell me what is the formula for mean square deviation? First, how to calculate mean square deviation? How to calculate? First tell me. First you have to calculate deviation. How to calculate deviation? X minus mu. After that, for that square. So first this word followed by this word. Done. Next, for that apply the mean, that is sigma by n. This is the formula. So no need to by heart anything. Okay. Next, root mean square deviation. Why we have to apply root? What is the reason applying the root? Because units are squared. In the mean square deviation, units are squared. That is the problem is there. To rectify that problem, they came with a solution called as root mean square deviation. Now, how to calculate this one? First, you have to calculate the deviation. After calculating the deviation, you have to calculate the square. After calculating mean. After calculating this one, for that you have to apply the square root. That is nothing but root of square deviation. Root of mean square deviation only, root mean square deviation. This is the formula. Mean square deviation is also called as variance. And this is given by sigma square. The symbol for variance is sigma square. Root mean square deviation, second name of root mean square deviation is standard deviation. Why it is standard? Because all the problems are rectified. In the mean deviation, problem was rectified. Mean square deviation, problem was rectified. Every problem was rectified here. So this is called as standard deviation. Okay, this is called as standard deviation, which is nothing but square root of variance. Standard deviation is nothing but square root of variance. That is nothing but square root of sigma square, which is sigma. The symbol for standard deviation is sigma. Standard deviation means square root of variance. Is the point is clear? Everyone? Now, sir, how to calculate this? I mean, in the Python, how we are going to calculate? Manually, you have shown how to calculate. Now, so what is the formula for population? For population data, if it is a population data, what is the formula for variance? Sigma square. What is the formula? Sigma of x minus mu whole square divided by n. Now, while writing the formula, don't write like this. My suggestion for you, when you are learning for first time, first you write the x minus mu. For that, you apply the whole square. For that, you apply the mean. That is the way of calculation. That is the way of working. Okay. Next, coming to the for the same population data, standard deviation. What is the formula? Miss square root of variance. That is, first we have to calculate the deviation. For that, we have to do the square. Why? Why square? Because deviation values will be either positive or negative. I don't want negative or positive direction. I don't want. I want in terms of value wise. for that square. For that, you are applying the mean and you are going to apply the root. This is for population data. Now come to the sample data. For sample data, okay, you are going to use Ravi Kumar. Why you are using this? Ravi Kumar. Right? So for sample, we are going to have instead of this s square is equal to Ravi Kumar. What you want? Ravi Kumar. What you want? Okay. So sample variance, for sample variance is given by s square, English letters, not the Greek letters, which is nothing but sigma of x minus. How to calculate sample mean? First, how to calculate deviation? X minus x bar. This is deviation. For that, whole square. For that, mean, that is sigma by small n. Now, s is equal to x minus x bar, for that whole square, for that mean, and overall this one, sample this one, small n. Now the question is, formula wise we have changed, instead of caps lock and small n, and wherever the mu is there, it is x bar. Okay, but one of the scientists called as Bessel, okay, scientist name is called as Bessel, and this particular scientist has told that whatever the population variance or population standard deviation you are calculating, it is correct, and you have rectified all the problems, whatever the problems you are having, and this is called as standard one. Okay, accepted. This is standard one. But coming to the sample, it is a wrong calculation. And he has modified this one to n minus 1. And this is called a Bessel correction. Why I told you the scientist name also, the reason is, interview question is Bessel correction. What is meant by Bessel correction? Bessel has rectified the formula of variance, sample variance and sample standard deviation, instead of considering small n to n minus 1. Okay, he has rectified the formula, he has modified. What is x bar? Rajat, x bar is nothing but sample mean. Have you attended HDS class? Rajat, have you attended HDS class? Instead of attend, have you practiced HDS class? Yes or no? Okay, just go through the previous class once. Guys, I have told you for multiple times. Last time, if you feel it as a last time or whatever the things, if you have not attended the previous class, next day's class, you will not understand. If any student has missed it today, they will not understand tomorrow's class. Tomorrow, if you miss, you will not understand day after tomorrow's class. So finally, you will not understand the overall statistics. They are connected to each other. At the same time, in single day, we can't complete all the topics. Continuously for 8 to 9 hours, we can't take. Na? So they are connected to each other, means we have to listen everything and we have to practice everything. Then only the next topic will be easy. Whether you believe or not, that is your choice. I have shown you the same thing, the same logic in the Python, the same logic for multiple times. It is applicable for every subject. Okay. If you forget that one, miss, it is very difficult. Right? Whoever the student it is. Okay, guys. Now, coming to the point of this, for irregular students, we can't do anything. Okay. The same thing I have told you for multiple times. Rajat, we are using the same Python only for statistics. That is the reason I asked you to go through the HDS class once. HDS already we have completed all these questions. And already we have started working on this. Right? Ravi Kumar, could you stop trying to take the screenshot and try to open the notes and write? Ravi Kumar, could you keep your laziness side and take the notes, please? Okay. Ravi Kumar, whenever you are trying, I'm getting here the problem. Ravi Kumar, tell me exactly what is your problem? Ravi Kumar, can you hear? Can you hear me? Your ears are working? Your ears are working or not? Could you please confirm at least that? Otherwise, I'll at least book in the ENT hospital something. Ravi Kumar, I have intimated you for multiple times. Earlier also I have intimated you multiple times. You are disturbing continuously. Right? Done. So here S is equal to sigma of x minus x bar whole square divided by n minus 1. So the question is, first, what is Bessel correction? Bessel has corrected within the sample variance and sample standard deviation. We, instead of considering n, we have to consider n minus 1. Okay, Bessel correction. That is called as Bessel correction. You are not doing anything, but it is automatically. Yeah? Then don't touch the screen. Just leave the screen as it is. Don't keep any finger on the screen also. Just 1 minute. Okay, let me check with the team how to control without automatically into that. Okay, now first question is Bessel correction. What is meant by Bessel correction? Bessel correction means, yeah, what is meant by Bessel correction? Bessel correction means in terms of where in the sample variance and sample standard deviation, instead of considering small n, we have to consider n minus 1. Okay, considering n minus 1 instead of n in sample variance and sample standard deviation. Automatically variance you have selected means automatically deviation also will be selected automatically because square root of variance only now. Okay, considering n minus 1 instead of n is called as Bessel correction. Now why? Next question is why? Why we have to do? Or sometimes they'll ask the direct question, why we have to consider n minus 1 instead of small n? Okay, so what is the reason behind that is, if you are considering entire n, then it is called as population data. When it is called as sample data means at least one record is missing. At least one record is missing. It is called as sample data. When minimum one record is missed. If you are having the entire data with you, it is called as population data. When at least one record miss only, it is called as sample data. Right? Ravi Kumar. Again, without touching only, it is working. This kind of problem is only for you. Right? Now, So n minus 1 is for sample data. So here at least one has to miss. Then only it is called as sample data. If entire data you are considering all the records, then it is called as population data. So that is the reason they have given the formula with n minus 1. For n minus 1, why miss? Because it is a sample. What is the difference between the population versus sample miss? The entire data if you consider, okay, it is called as entire data miss n. Okay, when you are having n minus 1, what is meant by n minus 1? N minus 1 means minimum one record is missing. In the overall data, at least one record is missing. Is called as this. Right? N minus 1 is called as sample. Right? Now, next point comes to this one. What are the sample data and population data? Okay. This n minus 1, we call it as also degree of freedom. Degree of freedom. What is meant by degree of freedom? Degree of freedom means within the given records, how many records you are having the freeness to select. How many data points you are having the freeness to select is called as degree of freedom. Okay. Number of data points you are having the freedom to select. Right. Now, here we are having, let us take an example. Example is x plus y plus z is equal to 30. Now, what are the different values of x, y, z possible? What are the different values? Means you are having the infinite number of options. 10, 10, 10 is one of the option. 1, 9, 10 is one option. 2, 8, 10 is one option. Like that infinite. Why you are considering only integers? You can even consider the float values also. Even the float values like that, if you consider, infinite number of options will be there for calculating the x, y and z. Right? Now, for example, if I take here x value as 10, I'm locking one of the value as 10. Now you are having in terms of y plus z is equal to 30. Now how many options are there for y and z means again infinite number of options will be there. You can use any value. Now let us lock one more number, that is y also let me lock. Now what is the possibilities of z means no infinite option. It is one option only which is called as. So out of 3, how many of them are having the freedom to choose means 2 of them are having. X and Y you are having the freedom means Z will not have the freedom. 100% you have to use the one value only. It is not having the freedom. Out of the entire equation, if one equation has multiple variables, in that multiple variables, except one variable, remaining all of them will have the multiple options to select. One variable will not have the option to select. We have to use that one compulsory. That is called as degree of freedom. Right? Now, next we are having in terms of next one called as this. Next one is in terms of how we can go with the next example. One more example. Let's try with one more example. What is that example is? For example, I'm having the 7 shirts with me. And 7 days are there. 7 days, 7 shirts. Now on first day, Sunday. On Sunday, how many options I will have to select the shirt means 7 options I will have. Out of 7 shirts, I can select as per my choice. So 7 shirts, 7 options are there. Freedom of 7. Okay. Now when it comes to the Monday, I'm having only 6 options. Sir, you can wash and you can use miss. Reusable miss again 7. Every day 7 will be there. Here it is not repeated. In the case of non-repeated, Monday you will have 6. Tuesday you will have with 5. Wednesday you will have with 4. Thursday you will have with respect to 3. Friday you will have 2 options. Coming to the Saturday it is not called as option, it is mandatory. So out of 7 days, how many days you are having the freedom? 6 days you are having. Even on the Friday also you are having the freedom to choose out of 2 any shirt you want. Anything you want, you are having the freedom. Are you having any freedom here in the last day? No, that is not called as freedom. Freedom means you can write any value or anything. Doing anything is called as freedom. Now last day you are not having the freedom. Every time one will be left out with no freedom. So this is only called as sample, the degree of freedom. Now, whatever I have explained now, everything let us start discussing. See here, first I am going to take the data set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The data set is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. First, I'm going to calculate the minimum. How to calculate minimum is I'm going to select the for which column I want to calculate the minimum. That particular column dot min. It will give the minimum value. Dot max will give you the maximum value. That particular column dot max. Dot mean will give the mean value. Dot median will give you the median value. Dot mode will give the mode value. Dot min will give the minimum value. Dot max will give the maximum value. Now range, what is meant by range means maximum minus minimum is called as range. Next one we are having called as deviation. Deviation means how much the data is deviated from the mean value. Now how to calculate this one means df of x minus mean value. First tell me manually. Let us calculate manually first. Mu is equal to 3. Okay, x minus mu. X minus mu means that is 1 minus 3 minus 2 minus 1 0 1 and 2. This is x minus mu. Okay, x minus mu is this one. Next, after having the x minus mu, see the same thing I am going to get. X minus its mean value minus 2 minus 1 0 1 and 2. Right side, first I am going to take the x minus its mean value. What are the mean value? So you are going to get x minus mu. Now you will get a doubt, sir, how you selected this symbol? This symbol is not available in the laptop. Just what I have done is in the Google I have typed with respect to mu. And in the mu I have got one symbol. That symbol I have copied here. That symbol is not directly available. Just that symbol I have copied. Next one is mean deviation. How to calculate mean deviation means for this particular column, what are the column you have created? Na? For that particular column, you calculate the mean. That is nothing but sigma of x minus mu divided by n, which is nothing but 0 by 5, which is 0. This is manual calculation. And in the Python, we are going to do like this. Right? Next, after that, square deviation. What is meant by square? For every deviation, you are going to do the square. That is 0, 1, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. The same thing I am going to do here. Mean square deviation. See, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. Now, how to calculate mean on this column? What are the column you have created? For that particular column, you apply the dot mean. That is nothing but sigma of x minus mu whole square divided by n, which is 10 divided by 5, which is 2. So this mean square deviation is also called as variance. So how to calculate the variance means simply you can calculate the variance by df of x dot var. Var means variance, VAR dot var. Sir, for mean deviation, there is no particular function like that. No, because waste na to calculate. Because every time it will give the answer as 0 only na. If you calculate also 0, if you don't calculate also answer is 0 only. So they have created the function only for the variance. So dot variance. Now in the variance, you are calculating population variance or sample variance. Population variance, if you want to calculate, what is the formula for population variance means x minus mu whole square divided by n. So n means here you have to write in terms of DDOF is equal to 0. What is meant by DDOF is equal to 0 means degree of freedom is equal to 0 means n minus 0. So 10 divided by 5 and it is going to give the output as 2. Now tell me guys, if it is a sample data, what is the variance value? Assume it is a sample data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is a sample. What is x bar? 3. What is x minus x bar? That is minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. Same na? Is there any difference? No. X minus x bar whole square? 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. Any difference? No. Now sigma of x minus x bar whole square divided by n. instead of small n, what we have to consider? N minus 1. That is nothing but 10 divided by 5 minus 1, which is 10 divided by, numerator will be the same. Denominator is going to be become 4 and you are going to get 2.5. So this is the sample variance, 2.5. How to calculate sample variance means DDOF is equal to 1 you have to give. Means minus 1 it will do. So if you write here DDOF is equal to 2, n minus 2 it will apply. If you write here 3, n minus 3, you are going to get n minus 3. Now if you apply n minus 3, 10 divided by 5 minus 3, 2, 10 divided by 2, what is the value? 5. So you are going to get the 5. So divide by what? So divide by n minus 1 now, n minus 0 now, what? N minus 0 should be applied on the population, n minus 1 should be applied on the sample. Okay, any one only you have to calculate, no need of both of them. Next one is called as sigma of DDOF is equal to 0, standard deviation. How to calculate population standard deviation? What is population standard deviation? Here, answer is 2 na, variance is 2. This is sigma square. This is S square. Now, standard deviation. How to calculate standard deviation means sigma, that is square root of 2, which is 1.414. Square root of S square, which is S, which is square root of 2.5. This is sample standard deviation. Population standard deviation was given as HTD, DDOF is equal to 0. Then it is population standard deviation and you are going to get square root of 4. Now if you take the sample standard deviation, what is the formula for sample standard deviation? Means n minus 1. And for n minus 1, you have to apply in terms of DDOF is equal to 1 and you have to get 1.58. Is the point is clear, guys? Everyone? So like this you are going to have population standard deviation, population variance. Similarly, sample standard deviation and sample variance. Is the points are clear for everyone? So we have covered minimum, maximum, range, deviation, mean deviation, square deviation, mean square deviation, and finally a root mean square deviation, which is nothing but standard deviation. Now we'll move on to the next one called as coefficient of variance. Coefficient of variance, which is the formula of sigma divided by mu. Sigma divided by mu, that is standard deviation divided by its mean value. Population standard deviation divided by its mean value is called as coefficient of variance. And so how to calculate the population standard deviation means DDOF of 0 divided by its mean value. Is the point is clear, guys? Now, next concept we are going to discuss called as percentile. This is one of the most important one. Now, what is meant by percentile? There is a lot of difference between the percentile versus percentage. And this is the interview question. What is the difference? Okay, what is the difference between percentile versus percentage? Now, if you have got marks, let us take your marks are, let's take an example of marks. You got in a subject marks of 80 out of 100. You got 80 out of 100. Now, what is your percentage? Percentage means it is called as 80 by 100, which is 80%. Or if you have got 80 marks out of 200, out of 200, you got 80 marks out of 200. Now, what is your percentage means 80 divided by 200 into 100. So 80 divided by 200, what is 80 divided by 200 means in terms of, what is 80 divided by 200? 4 divided by 10, which is 40.4 into 100. Into 100 will give you the percentage. That is nothing but 40%. Now, okay, sir, if it is 80 out of 200 means we'll go accordingly. 80 out of 100 means accordingly. For example, 80 out of 100, 80 divided by 100 into 100. 100 cancels, your percentage is 80%. If you got 80 out of 80, then what is your percentage means? 80 divided by 80 into 100. 80 divided by 80 is 1. 1 into 100 is 100. 100%. So percentage everyone knows how to calculate. Because from your childhood onwards, you are calculating for each and every subject what is your percentage. Now, what is percentile? Percentile means, now the question is, I don't want your marks, I want your position. For example, if you say that I got 80 marks, okay, you got 80 marks, okay, fine. Whether it is a good marks or a bad marks, 80 marks means good marks or bad marks. 80 out of 100, assume it is a good mark or bad mark. If I ask this question, individually if you see, it is a good mark. But I'm not asking individually, I'm asking in your class, whether it is 80 is a good mark. Maybe 80 is the least mark, who knows? Starting only 80 and he is the least scorer. I want the position, not with respect to your individual marks. I want your position in the data. I want your position in the class. That gives the percentile. Okay, that gives the percentile. Percentile gives in terms of position. Right? Now, one of the student is asking the question. What is the question? Yeah, one student has asked the question. Mode. Mode is nothing but most repeated value. Okay, for the given data set, which is the most repeated value, you are going to calculate the most repeated value. In the given data set, none of them is repeated means, then in that data set, there is no mode. Right? For example, for this data set, what is the mode means? Nothing is repeated now. Oh, 36 was repeated for 2 times. So 36 is called as mode. For example, this is 37. It is not 36, 37. What is the mode in this data set means? Basically, there is no mode. Any value you can consider as per your choice. Any value. Basically, it is not having any kind of mode. Yeah. Just Ravi Kumar, after 5 minutes, okay, the class will be completed in next 10 minutes. Once 10 minutes is completed, I will give you the 22.5 hours of time for your preparation. Again, at morning 9 o'clock, we'll connect. Okay. Just after 10 minutes, I will give you 22.5 hours for your preparation. Okay. After 22.5 hours, we'll meet once again. Is that sufficient for you for preparation of self-study, Ravi Kumar? Or you want to study only in this class time only? Means you want me to stop the class now and then in the next 10 minutes you want to complete. Need more time. Take 5 days or 10 days. Choice is yours. Ravi Kumar, take how much time you want. That is not a problem. Right? Done. Now coming to the given data set. For the given data set, we are going to calculate the percentiles in terms of what are the percentiles we are having. Right? So what is the percentiles? What is the calculation of percentile means position. In what position you are there. So the minimum value, what is the minimum value we are having now? Minimum value is called as 0 percentile. Sir, why it is called as 0 percentile? So whatever the percentile is there now, that percentile will tell you how much percentage of data points are below to you. Below to you, how much percentage of data points are there. That is called as percentile. Percentage of data points. Percentage of data points below to you. Okay, it is called as percentile. Right? Now, percentage of data points below 2 is called as percentile. Now, for example, total 100 students are there. Let's take an example of 100 students. Now, in the 100 students, your rank is 10th rank. Your rank is 10th rank. And in terms of remaining 90 people are below to you. 90 people are below to you. You are in the 10th rank. Now, what is your percentile? Your percentile. I don't want your marks. You have how many marks you have got? I don't want. But your rank is 10. Your rank is 10. Means your position in the class is 10. Rank means your position. Your position out of 100, your position is 10. Okay. Out of 100, your position is 10. Below to you, how many people are there? 90 people are there below to you. 90 divided by total 100 students means your percentile is 90 percentile. It is not percentage, it is percentile. How many people are below to you? Divided by total number of people is your percentile. Okay. Number of data points. Number of data points below to this, below the value divided by total number of data points. Is called as percentile. Percentile formula is this one. This is the meaning of percentile. Right? So percentile is equal to number of data points below to this value divided by total number of data points. Now here in this data set, total how many data points are there? 15 data points are there. Out of 15 data points, how many data points, index number starts from the 0 to 14, total 15 data points are there. Out of 15 data points, how many data points are below to 10? Below to 10, how many are there? 0 data points are there below to 10. So first you have to keep them in the ascending order. In order to calculate the percentile, it is applied only on the ordered data. Percentile logic is applied only on the ordered data. Percentile, median, these both are applied on the ordered data. Okay. Now, how many records are there below 10? For 10, for example, I want to calculate the percentile of 10, the data point 10. For this, how many data points are below to this means 0 data points are there. 0 divided by 15, which is 0. So it is called as 0 percentile. Now, what are the maximum values then? 59. Below to 59, how many data points are there? All the data points are below to 59 only. 100% of the data is below to 59. So it is called as 100 percentile. 100 percentile. Sir, here below to 59, actually we are having only 14 data points now, sir. Means including the 59. You have to include that data point also. Below to you or including you. Okay. When you have to include you, when you should not include you means here even number of data points will be there, odd number of data points will be there. Right? Now, 0 percentile means 0% of data is below to this. So how to calculate the percentile means quantile of 0. You have to give the function name is called as quantile. Quantile of 0 will give you the 0 percentile value or minimum value. Okay. 0 percentile. 0 percentile means 0% of data is below to you. Okay. How many data points are below to you is called as percentile. If you go with the any competitive exams like CAT, in India CAT exam. Okay. If you go with the competitive exams, they will give the percentile. What is a percentile meaning? That one of the student will get 99.9. Means, do you think that he has got out of 1000 999 marks? No. They are saying that these many students are below to him. This much percentage of students are below to him. Percentage of students. For example, total 1,50,000 people has attended. 1,50,000 people has attended the exam. Okay. And in this exam, out of your position is 150. Your rank is 150. Now, what is your percentile? Percentile is nothing but 1,50,000 minus 150. That is 1,49,850 people are below to you. 1,49,850 people are below to you divided by 1,50,000. This is your percentile. Is the point is clear? How much percentage of data is below to you? How to calculate percentage? Already I have told you. Divide by total into 100. This gives the percentage. But here, whatever the things we have to calculate now, percentage only we have to calculate, but in terms of how many number of data points below to you. The numerator is how many number of data points below to you is the numerator. I don't want your marks. Even you get out of 100, you may get 5 marks only. Maybe you are only the topper. Who knows? Right? Here it is comparison. Here, if I don't want to compare, okay? Yeah, Abhay, the 150 will be included. It will be included. Okay, if it is even number of data points and if it is odd number of data points, based on that, right? Ankur, in quantile function, we give the percentile. Means what are the particular value, particular percentile you want? Exactly. Percentile you have to give here. According to that, value will be given. If you give 100 percentile, it will give the 100 percentile value. 50 percentile, 50% of the value. Now, what is meant by 50 percentile? What is meant by 50 percentile? 50 percentile. I am not writing percentage. 50 percentage means I got 50 marks out of 100. That is called as 50 percentage. Guys, here only one point. Whether you want to compare with others, you don't want to compare. You don't want to compare means percentage, your CGPA. That is no comparison. You want to compare means percentile. Comparison means percentile. No comparison means percentage. Percentage will not compare with others. What are the marks you have got, it will give that one. Percentile will compare with others. Is the point is clear? Now, what are the 50 percentile we are having? The 50 percentile. What is the meaning of 50 percentile? Means 50% of the data is below to this value. That is the meaning of 50 percentile. 50% of the data is above to this value. What is 50 percentile? Which is also nothing but median. Median also same now. Median is center position. Below to that 50% of the data will be there. Above to that 50% of the data will be there. So position. So 50 percentile is also called as median. So 0 percentile. I'm not writing in the percentage, percentile. You have to write side percentile. If you write this symbol, it is called as percentage symbol. You should not write the symbol like this. Sir, could you tell me what is the importance of this one? What is the importance of percentile? Means I want to compare with others. For example, one of the student, what he has done is, he has taken some kind of competition, okay, in the data analysis or something, okay. I'm telling the one application where percentile will be used. Now he has went to the competition, okay. In the competition, he has got the 10th rank. Rank is 10. And he has written in the resume also same thing. Sir, my rank in the competition is 10. 10th rank in the one competition. He has written 10th rank in the competition. Generally, what you will think 10th rank means? It is a good rank or bad rank? You will assume generally it is a good rank. Now, if you ask how many people has participated means, he will say 10 students has participated. Now, same 10th rank na. Earlier it is also 10th rank. Now also it is 10th rank only na. Did I change the rank? No. You assume that maybe 100 students or 150 students. Did I told that one? No na. I have not told any number na. Out of I have not told na. I told only 10th rank. 10th rank. Then automatically we'll assume that 100 or 200 or 1000 or something will assume by default. Instead of that, if you ask how many students are there? Sir, I got the 10th rank out of 10. So generally, if you get any rank and if you mention that rank in the resume, your resume will never get shortlisted. Sir, if I get the first rank and if I write that one, sir, then also it will not be shortlisted. Why, sir? Maybe you are only the person in the competition. If you are only there, you are only the first ranker, you are only the last ranker, you are only everything now. So generally we should not write the rank. Always we have to write the percentile. Who knows statistics, that person has to write the percentile. Who don't know statistics, they will write the rank. Sir, generally in our college, in our BTech college, whoever my class topper will be there now, sir, he will write first rank. Because he is an engineering student, he don't know statistics. Now, after learning as statistics and you are applying data analyst role, if you don't know statistics means, it will be not accepted. Now, the same person, 10th rank, if the same person 10th rank he has written in the for a full stack developer or something, they'll understand. Okay, these people don't know what is percentile and they'll not, okay. But as a data analyst or anything, if you are writing rank means it is not accepted. Right? There is a lot of difference between the engineering versus MBA. If you observe, go to IIT Bombay. Okay, website, not directly. Go to IIT Bombay website and see the campus placements. You'll see some numbers. They'll mention the average, what is the average package? Observe. Okay, any engineering college you take, not only IIT Bombay, any engineering college you take, they'll mention the average package. For which engineering college, or if you go to the same B school, that is IIM Ahmedabad, or IIM Kolkata, or whatever it is, IIM Bangalore, whatever it is, just open any B school. Now they'll mention the median salary. They'll not mention the mean. They'll mention the median salary. Why? That you'll understand in the next topic. Once this percentile is completed now, you'll understand that one. The reason behind that. While they'll mention like that, while these people will mention like that. And what is these people are doing? Right? So here, you're going to have in terms of percentile as 0 percentile means minimum. Percentile tells your position out of. Whenever comparison comes, percentile should come. No comparison means no need of percentile. Competition means only comparison. The meaning of competition only comparison. I want to compare. Okay, in the competition, they'll give the first prize when compared to you who has got better marks. Is the point is clear, guys? Everyone? So in this way, we are going to calculate the percentile. Yes. Sir, do the company verifies certification from resume? Yes. So what are in the resume you are writing the certificates or something, na? So for example, you have written some kind of certification like Microsoft certification. Okay, Microsoft certification in data analysis. Then automatically they will ask some questions, how you have taken the exam and what are the questions they ask in the Microsoft. The people who has taken really the exam, they will answer that. Who has not taken the exam, they cannot answer that. That is point number 1. Point number 2, till how many years it is valid? They'll ask the next question. Or they'll ask you to submit your certificate also sometimes. Can you show that certificate also? Sometimes, maybe. If they get a doubt, they'll ask. If you are speaking confidently, they may not ask that question. Okay? Any certificate is valid. Any certificate is valid when you have taken the exam. Without writing any exam, you have got one certificate, means it is invalid. Sir, how the person knows that whether I have taken the exam or not taken the exam, how others knows, means you tell me any certificate of your choice. I will tell you whether you have taken the exam or it is a participation certificate. Because for you, you are taking first time now. You are feeling that it is no one knows anything and you are feeling that because you are a fresher in this area. We are experienced in this area. We have seen multiple resumes now. Today we are doing interview for any one of the person means without having any knowledge on the data science or data analytics and what will be the outside position, without knowing anything only we'll do the interview. No, right? So which type of certifications will be get by participating, which type of certifications will get by writing the exams, and which is difficult exam, which is easy exam, we don't know. Freshers, they don't know anything. They'll think that, okay, I have silently got one certificate, one of my friend has given and I'm keeping that one. They'll assume that something. Because they are seeing for the first time now. Right? Is the point is clear? Now, what is percentile means? How much percentage of data is below to you is called as percentile. 100 percentile means maximum value. 0 percentile means minimum value. 50 percentile means median value. Okay. Now 25 percentile, we are having 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. Now 0, what are the 0 you are having? It is called as minimum value. 25 percentile is called as Q1, quartile 1. Quartile 1 means it gives the 25% of the data. Quartile 1. 50 means quartile 2. 50 means quartile 2. Means it gives the 50% of the data. 75 means quartile 3. For 0 and for 100, there is no names. Okay. So quartile means 1 by 4th. It gives the 1 by 4th of the data. So 25 percentile is also called as quartile 1, in shortcut Q1. 50 percentile is called as quartile 2, Q2. This one is called as Q3. And where 50 percentile is also called as median. 50 percentile, median, quartile 2. 3 names. 3 of them are same. Right, guys? So that is the end of the session for today. And we'll continue in the tomorrow's class. And already the notes was uploaded. Just you can go through. In the previous, what are the statistics notes I have uploaded? Just you can scroll down. Once you scroll down, you can find that today's notes also in that, in the same PDF. Right, guys? Done. Now, if any student is having any questions, you can ask. What are the questions? Yeah, sure. Whatever the suggestion you have given to remove the students who are disturbing, I'm also thinking the same. My feeling is also same as it is. Right? And particularly only in this batch only we are finding this kind. In other batches, we are not having this type of people. Special kind of people are there in only in this batch. And due to 1 or 2 students or 3 students, others are suffering. And one student has created one WhatsApp group for the initial. He has started initially and remaining people are continuing with the stupid things. Right? Okay. Only your batch has done all these stupid things. Some stupid person has got a stupid idea and started the stupid things and remaining people are suffering for that. Right? In other batches, we are not having this kind of problem. They have not created separate WhatsApp group or no discussions or something. Everything is they will practice. If they are having any doubts, means they'll ask the mentor. Anyways, what are the suggestion you have given to me? I'm also going to think in the same way. And I also want to remove this kind of people. If possible, okay, that we'll discuss with the Naresh editing. Okay, done. Still, anyone? Any questions? Others, if you're not having any questions, you can leave. The students who are not having any questions, you can leave. Rajat, are you there? Rajat? Earlier you asked one question now. Are you there? Oh, no. Okay. Others? Still? Yeah, Ravi Kumar, if any question is there, please ask now. Abhay, sir, degree of freedom. Degree of freedom is nothing but how many number of variables are having the freedom to choose. How many number of records you are having the freedom to choose. Yes, percentile gives the position of the value with respect to other values. Exactly. Shrikant. Yeah, can we fix any percentile of our choice just to know? Yes, you can. I mean, if you want in terms of 10 percentile, what is the number for 10 percentile? What is the number for 20 percentile? Also, you can calculate. Just in the brackets, quantile of 0.1. 0.1 will give the 10 percentile. 0.2 will give you the 20 percentile. 0.25 will give you the 25 percentile. Like that. Chetan. Next. Is someone sharing online links to their friends? Please tell not to. Yeah. That we can't tell to the students. It has to be intimated to the Naresh IT team. We'll discuss. Okay. Done. Thank you, guys. Yeah, sure. Ankur, we'll connect with that particular person and we'll ask what is the exact problem. Before taking action, obviously we have to connect now. 100% will be done. Right?